I was smiling when I said yes to him. But inside, I was a storm. Wearing a white wedding dress, I walked down the aisle on my father's arm. The hall was filled with applause. They thought they were celebrating love. But I was just trying to fit in, trying to be the girl everyone expected me to be. Worst of all, I wanted to believe the lie because believing it was easier than facing the truth. His name was Daniel, a good man, respectable family, solid job, everything a mother could hope for. In a town as conservative as ours, marrying him was the only choice that wouldn't bring shame to my family. I was 25, and most people around me were already married or raising children. But inside me was something different, something I couldn't speak aloud. I'd known it since I was a little girl. While my classmates were daydreaming about boys, I found myself quietly drawn to women. It was easy to ignore, until university, until her. But I'll come back to that. Daniel and I met through mutual friends. There was no spark, no butterflies, but we got along in silence. I didn't ask for much, and he didn't ask too many questions. People said we were perfect. My mother looked me in the eye and said, "At least he understands you." I almost laughed. If he understood me, why did I freeze the first night he came to our bedroom? Life after marriage unfolded fast. Husband, house, routine, breakfasts, work, silent dinners in front of the TV. Sometimes we made love, but it felt more like duty than desire. When Daniel looked at me, I saw something hollow in his eyes, like he was lost too, but too scared to say it. We were both pretending, and every day the silence between us grew louder. In our second year of marriage, I was assigned to a 3-month consultancy outside the city. New job, new faces, and then came Elaine. I first heard her name in a meeting. She was the project coordinator. Confident, articulate, effortlessly present. The way she looked at people when she spoke, I couldn't look away. The next morning in the office kitchen, she appeared beside me. Elaine, smiling. "I guess you're the new one." Me. "Yes." "I'm Laya." Elaine. "I'm Elaine. I think I'm going to make you sweat when you report to me at the end of training." That evening, I looked at myself in the mirror differently. Same face, same body. But something inside had shifted. Something had woken up. Elaine and I began spending more time together. First, it was about work. Then it wasn't. Her smile formed tiny creases around her eyes. She bit her lip when she spoke. And when I looked at her, I felt something I had buried for years begin to rise. One evening, our walk took us farther from the office. The streets were quiet. We talked about our childhood, then fell silent. She looked at me. I looked at her. Everything around us disappeared. She stepped closer. So close I could hear my own heartbeat echoing. Me, whispering, "I'm married." She paused, then smiled softly but with a trace of pain. "Elaine, I only saw the person you are. Not a married woman, just the real you." I tried to stay away after that. I ignored her texts, kept our distance at work, tried to hand off projects, but it didn't help. Every feeling I pushed down only came back stronger. When I thought of her, I didn't feel butterflies, I felt storms. My marriage felt more hollow by the day. Sometimes Daniel would ask, "Is everything okay?" I'd smile, nod, lying to him, lying to myself. The truth? Nothing was okay, not even close. One night, Daniel reached out to me for the first time in weeks, but I froze. My body didn't belong to him. It never had. I'd spent years trying to be the woman society expected, the woman my family could be proud of, but I didn't fit into that role anymore, and it was all spilling over. Later that week, Elaine and I met for lunch. We sat in silence for a while. Me. I know how I feel. I just don't know what to do. Elaine, gently. When was the last time you were honest with yourself? Her words hit something deep. My throat tightened. Tears welled up. I had no answer. That evening, she invited me to her home. She made tea, put on soft music. We didn't say much, we didn't touch. But inside, I was screaming. That night, for the first time, I accepted that what I felt for this woman was real, more real than anything I'd ever known. When I returned home, Daniel had set the table. Before we ate, he looked at me and asked, "Daniel, do you have a life? Apart from me?" I gasped. I didn't want to lie, but I wasn't ready for the truth. Me. No, I'm just tired. He held my gaze, then looked down. Daniel. Me too. I'm very tired too. We lay in the same bed that night, but felt miles apart. And I realized this life I had been living was never really mine. A few weeks later, I came home to find him waiting. In his hands, an envelope. Divorce papers. Daniel. I signed it. You can too, if you want.